Success without fulfillment is failure. Hello again, everyone. I'm Eli's dad with Project Eli, where we educate, lead, and inspire. And success without fulfillment is failure is told to us by Tony Robbins. I watched a video and she went on and explained several things, and the bottom line being it takes philosophy and skill to have a fulfilled life. But you know what it made me think of? It made me think of fulfillment, happiness. What is happiness? So I went and did a little research, and I looked and I saw a terrific article by Kenneth Benjamin from the Happiness International team. Boy, is that the place to find out about happiness? And I wanted to share with you what Mr. Benjamin said. So I'm gonna quote him here, and this is going to be a two-part. First, we're going to talk a little bit about the philosophy of it, and then in our next video, we're going to talk about the how-to. All right. How often have you said, "I just want to be happy"? How often have you said to someone else, "I just want you to be happy"? Have you ever stopped to consider exactly what happiness means? What exactly is this happiness you're wishing for? It matters because it's hard for your wishes for happiness to come true if you're not clear about exactly what happiness is. What is happiness? Here's the definition. Possibly the best place to start defining happiness is by defining what it isn't. Many people believe that happiness is having fun at a party, the excitement of new experiences, the thrill and passion of sex, or the delights of a fine meal. These are all wonderful experiences to be cherished and cultivated, but they're not happiness. These experiences are the definition of pleasure. They are experiences to have and let pass. A meal to savor, then digest. A party to enjoy, then let wind down. The passion to enjoy and the warm afterglow to linger in. Pleasure is fleeting and must be if it is to continue to please us, because if we have these joyful experiences all the time, our brains adapt and turn pleasure into routine. Once that happens, it takes even more to make us feel good again. So chasing pleasure is not happiness. So if happiness is not the same thing as pleasure, then what is happiness? Happiness is a warm puppy. Just kidding. Warm puppies are pretty nice, but I'm putting the puppy squarely in with pleasure. After all, would it still be fun to hold a warm puppy for a month? I don't think so. So what is happiness? Happiness is when your life fulfills your needs. In other words, happiness comes when you feel satisfied and fulfilled. Happiness is a feeling of contentment that life is just as it should be. Perfect happiness, enlightenment, comes when you have all of your needs satisfied. While the perfect happiness of enlightenment may be hard to achieve and even harder to maintain, happiness is not an either-or case. There are nearly limitless degrees of happiness between the bliss of enlightenment and the despair of depression. Most of us fall somewhere between, but closer to the middle more than we are to the edges. So what are your essential needs to be happy? Well, since happiness is when your life fulfills your needs, the next logical question is, what are my needs? Well, over the millennia, many have offered answers to this question, and nearly all came back with two simple answers to what is, at its core, a complex question. Let me ask you a question. Would you say that you, like all humans, are complicated to understand? Of course you are. We all are. If we weren't, life might be much simpler, but also much less rich. That complexity means that there are no simple one-size-fits-all answers to what makes us happy. Our individual needs vary based on our genetics, how we are raised, and our life experiences. That complex combination is what makes each of us unique, both in our exact needs and in every other aspect of what makes us the person that we are. We may each be complex, but we're all human. And that provides the foundation on which we can discover our essential human needs. Just as we're all born looking human on the outside, we all share common basic needs on the inside. Where we differ is exactly how strongly we feel about each of those needs. And that is what we're going to discuss in our next video. Once again, a big shout out to Kenneth Benjamin from the Happiness International team, from whom I quoted this video. So, let's be happy. Let's never end a meeting on a philosophical note. Let's find out, because we're into how-tos, that's what we're going to find out next time. We never end a meeting on a philosophical note, so let's all get out there, be happy, and charge. I'm Eli's dad.